Right, hello everyone. Welcome to Hybrid Racing Formula 1. Sunday night. We're on round 19 out of 22 for the season. And we're at Austin, Texas for the USA Grand Prix. First of all, apologies, running a bit late tonight. Obviously there was the real life race on. But more importantly, when they opened the lobby, I was on Football Manager winning the FA Cup in Newcastle, so I couldn't possibly switch games at that point. Beating Liverpool 2-1 in the final. 2 goals from Chris Wood, believe it or not. I know, right? Anyway, let's move. I think there's a Ferrari ahead of us. Is that the Gooner? Yeah. So the Gooner's first ad on track. And while we're waiting for him to come round, start a lap, I'm just going to get myself onto the stream. I'm not on there yet, so I'm going to get on there and share it about like I usually do. So the Gooner crosses the line then to start the first flying lap of the session. Remember, Sunday night's just short qualifying, followed by the 50% race. So usually should be done around about 9:30ish. Effective Defiance retires from the session in the pits. It looks of it. So, making a decision by the looks of it to start from the back may not be a bad decision either, to be honest. Get onto the stream. Here we go. Come on, mate. We can do the sharing. The Gooner has invalidated, so I think Chris is next in the Williams. See on the side of the car. I haven't checked the tyres, but as you can see, it is intermediates. Sorry, as I said, I'm just sharing it about a second, the stream link. Just bear with me a moment. There you are, how to do it. Excellent. So that's all done. I don't know if Lance or Daguna are listening, but Wales just asked in the chat if he's too late to race or if he could quickly jump in. Another retirement. AA Ronaldo. 1, 2, 3. That's apologies. That's actually one of our regulars. They've changed their name and they're playing on PC tonight. That is Lee Man United. He's normally called, or Lee Manu, or something like that. It's AA Ronaldo now. Chris Ranch is 38.7 in a way. Lycorius 49.8. Volungus 47.8. The problem is, Whale, I don't know if you're on the stream, but the problem is they're both on track. So, there we go. Anyway, I'm sat here watching somebody in the pits. That's exciting, isn't it? Daguna, lots of times going on now, in a way. My apologies for leaving you on that picture. Hunter's actually gone P1 for the moment, 47.8. Chip Van in P4, that is one fast Chip Van. Junkie Emperor 47.9. Daguna's having his second attempt, of course, invalidated the first. And across the line he comes, 46.916. So that is fastest, at least for the moment. So Sam. I haven't seen Sam for a while. Nice to see Sam on track. And he's on an outlap. He's quite early on in that outlap, actually. Jose Ronaldo. I know he's out, but why has he left the session? I mean, like, I know he's out of qualifying, but why has he left the session? Yeah, I don't blame you, Fatal. There's certain tracks I quite like starting from the back, and I know I've said this before, but this is another of them I quite like, because the turn-in on turn 1 can be a nightmare here. It's so wide, the track, that people think, well, we could fit 6 cars through there, side by side. Yeah, it's certainly a track you can do it. The thing about this track, watch out if people two-stop in, even in a 50% race around here. I don't know if it's going to be wet in the race or whether it's dry. The two-stop can work around here. If you're that type of driver that likes to really attack and maybe wear your tyres out a bit as Whoopi goes fastest on 46.6, yeah, you wear your tyres down a bit because you like to attack the track, then the two-stop does work around here. So it's one of the very few tracks where it can work on a 50% race, and believe it or not, on a 100% race, the free stop works, and the four stop ain't actually that bad either. So it's just the way the track is, I guess. The way that the tyres work around here and that. That's the Gooner. This place is Whoopi, and Whale has joined. Has he been given the go ahead? At the moment, Mr. Whale, you got the Gooner. Yeah, they're both out on track. The problem is it's wet and they're on intermediates. So again, either Gooner or Hunter, they're both on track, so they ain't going to be listening to me, are they? If you are listening, Wales asking in chat if he can jump in. He's jumped in the lobby, but he won't take control of the car until he gets the okay. This is chip van. I told you it was a quick chip van. Looks just like a Red Bull, in fact. Don't say that. The Red Bull chip van. That'll be the Red Bull's next business. Chip vans all over the country. Chips that taste of sugar. Ugh. 1.3 seconds quicker, goes up to P4 on 46.7. Really quick, close at the moment. The top 4, 3 tenths separating the top 4. Very tight. Chris not improving. Pete not improving. Lycorius. No, he's on an outlap actually, I think. The Gooner's into the pits. Go and tell well he can drive. So again, what? How dare you call me idiot, Hilly? What's that for, Well? Really going down in my estimations, you are. Abuse like that. Yes, you can drive, Mr. Well. You can take the Haas. You ass. I just fell into my lap quite nicely, didn't it? The Haas. It's going to be my saying for this race now. And Well comes out on track. You watch. Haas, by the way, won't be Fatal. Fatal, it won't be you. You're getting that clear now. Whoopi goes fastest, 45.51. That's quicker than anyone's been before, which is a sign that the starting to come to. Why? Well, you just leave the set. For goodness sake. Well, you're a plus. I can't invite you just like that, can I? Hang on a second. I'll send you an invite. See Whale. I think I just said join rather than invite to game. I'm glad it ignored it. Sat on a home screen. What am I doing? Oh, he's just joined in away. Forget it. Forget it. It didn't work. No, it didn't work, did it? I hate this track. Can always have this fatal. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. To be honest, until last year's game, I said the same thing. Actually, I'd never been a fan previously, 2020 and before. But then last year, I don't know. Something just clicked with it, and I suddenly found that I was from when I started leading into which was last November. I'm basically 3 seconds a lap faster here than I was back then. So I just realised. I think I actually watched one of those track guys that oh goodness, Bush Ants, one of the Bush Ants track videos, and realised quite severely. Van coming through the final corner, and I think the Red Bull Chip Van. Oh, I thought it was going to go quickest for a moment there, but he's up to P2. Aston Sam on an out lap, so he didn't manage to get a lap on the board that first time out. Lycorius. Suggestion actually in the Discord chat is that it is going to dry up the session. It's looking. Well, how do I say this? It's just not looking. It's going to dry up to me. I know how quick it can happen on this game, but it needs to happen very quick. We're inside the last 4 minutes, and this track doesn't look near like it's ready for slicks yet. So, well, for Whale, who's just joined, what a nightmare. Do I go out or not? Do I stick some inters on and just get a lap time on the board? Because that would get him up to P11 as it is. So, I'm actually wondering if AA Ronaldo 123 may have retired because I called him. I said that he used to be called Lee Man United, and I think I've just realised that he's Lee Man City. I may have upset him. Why he's called himself Ronaldo, I've got no idea what that's all about. Right then. So, heading into the pits, I would assume. Well, what are they going to do? Daguna's on an out lap. Again, I'm going to say it again. This track does not look dry enough to me, but it's out there. So the ass in the hat is already out there. Look at the spray coming off the car. The track's not ready. It's not ready. We'll see if they made the right decision by the end of the session. As I said, it does clear up very quickly, so it could go over that crossed over point just before the qualifying's finished. But we'll have to see. Could be that there's some sort of crossover on the last lap when people have the flags out, but still on hot laps. That would make it interesting. Glorious. Stay out there on intermediates. He's up to P5 now. Well, I'm not sure because Junkie Emperor has gone. No, that's still on intermediates. He's just softs. He's actually still sat. He's on the pit exit actually. There's lots of drivers just sat in the pits. I don't know why he would be sat in the pits at this point in qualifying. Apart from Ronaldo and Fatal, of course. So let's move down. Right, Daguna, I think, started. He's on a hot lap. He's struggling to me. Here's the long right-hander. So as you see, he's not using energy yet, but he's going to have to next lap. If you ask me, this track, it's not ready. It's not ready. I think anybody out there still on intermediates has got advantage here. Lycorius, Lismore. Chris, Pete, I think these guys have got the advantage. I think they're on the right tyre. Fit with the Gooner and see what he manages. Look how tentative and slow he's having to go through turn 1. Keep an eye on him. He's crossed the line at the worst point. I mean, sometimes in these conditions it can change so fast that the guys that cross the line when there's like 5 seconds something, if anyone manages it, it's going to be tight actually if anybody does. They could find that it's. I didn't see it on there, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't improving. It's down the long straights. The RS is not enabled, so it doesn't have that. Yeah, the checkered flags come out. Lots of people didn't get across the line in time to complete a lap. Again, I looked away from the split time, just as the Gooner come across it. Oh, he's round. He's round. If there was any doubt about it, there's the information. Hunter is invalidated. Gonna get a bit of a topsy-turvy grid, I think. Well, can Pete do this? It's got to be favourite right now. It's the final corner. And yeah, it's going to be pole. Pete 44-0 across the line, goes over quicker than anybody else. Where's Lycorius? He's heading for the line. Didn't improve. Oh, Lycorius, what did you do on the last run? It's a Chaldinho. He's the only one out there. He's going to get the time on the board at least. That's going to mean he starts 12th. So at least he got a time on the board. But, absolutely right. The track didn't even get close to drying up in the end. It wasn't even close. So many people on soft tyres there at the end, but the track wasn't close. It's miles away. But there we have it. So Pete takes pole in the end for staying on the inters and got the best track in the end. Junkie Emperor P2, Chris P3, Chip Van P4, Whoopi 5, Lycoria 6, Lismore 7, Lungus 8, Dagooner 9, Hunter 10, Crisp 11, Chardinho in 12, Ronaldo 13, Sam 14, Whale 15, and Fatal Defiance, who openly admitted that he wanted to start from the back of the grid. We'll do just that. I think I just saw Lee Man City's name come up, so I think he might be switching from PC to Xbox, but it's still going to leave the Ronaldo driver will still be on the track, so we're going to end up with an AI stuck on the track. Maybe that's why he left, because he realised that would happen. Don't know. But, anyway, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're back in just a few minutes, ready for the start of the race. Should be a good one, because America pretty much always is. So, I touch wood when I say that, because I don't want it to go wrong. But look forward to this one. So, see you in just a moment. What? How can you see it? It's just a figure of speech. Figure of speech. Speech is Right, he's back. Well, that went well. I told you, mate, you're an ass and a half. Um, oh, right, okay. Ronaldo has will issues on PC. Um, um, the Faisal just saying, starting last because I struggle here and can't be bothered. And he turned out to make short numbers. Fair enough. Um, just waiting for the shout out to go out. There's the countdown. Do 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 boom. Right, so here it comes. Predicted stock strategy medium to hard, hard to medium. It's a pretty obvious selection. But as I say, there is a real possibility that you might see a two-stopper, one or two-stopping here today. You can see that Whoopi, Lycorius, Volungus, Hunter, Chris starting on the soft tyres. So they're all possibles that may go. Soft, medium, medium. They might be doing soft, soft, medium, medium, soft, etc., etc. Truth being told, Man City's left a session because he ain't got a car. So it's all a bit confusing, but he needs to get control of the one on PC. I understand he's having some on, but if he could get control of it, even if he can't drive the race, he could retire it for us, so it doesn't cause any issues. I know it's a ghosted car, but they still cause issues sometimes. So, particularly on safety car restarts, things like that. Back on X, but yeah, he joined back, Chris, but he's not got a car, so well, we'll see if he gives it a go on the PC. I assume he's having to take all his will apart, or I don't know whether he's taking his will apart, or whether he's just I don't know. I would assume he's just switching the console, but maybe might know. Actually, it's a PC. He might not be able to do that. He may actually be having to move his wheel on that. So we'll see if he does that or tries to do that. No way. Oh, that wasn't bad. Can we have that same view a little bit further down? No. No. Let's stick with it then. So this is off of Hunt's car and P10, the broadcast cam. Not a bad little view. Just also do position change. Waiting for the lights to come on. Not sure what hold up is. Usually there's a driver. This connection's probably got to circle up. Here we go. Excellent. Ah, that's migrating the house to Gunnar. Let's go out. Car's ghosting and all over the place. So it's only giving me the best view. Sorry, guys. Gunnar. Sorry, I got to invite him back. There's a car there. We've got him going again. And Gunnar joined, so hopefully he can get. He's in P6 at the moment. He's actually up 3 places. So, not a bad. Chardino up 8. Fantastic start for. I think that spun car was Lycorius in 10 places at the back and off the back of the pack. So, Pack is halfway up the pack. He's in P9. Whereas ghosting around him, he's got Sam. I really do wonder why people bother sometimes. Right, something's wrong. Something's wrong. I can't move that off of Pete. Ah, there we go. Let's go to Sam. Okay. Oh, anyway, guys, let's concentrate on the racing instead. So, apologies, got a bit confusing there. Whoopi leads in a way by 2 seconds to Junkie Emperor. Pete currently in P3 after starting from pole. Chardino currently in P4, up 8 places and within a second at the moment of Pete. So we'll be looking to move forward if we can. Gunnar currently 7 and is battling the car ahead. Sorry, I don't know why I just skipped. Chip Van in P5, Hunter 6 up 4 places. So just go to Chardino because he's supposed to gap up even more. So moment, like our most likely battle. See, Whoopi was one of the guys that started on the sauce, so he really got that launch advantage off the start. It helps him take the lead. Perfect ideal for, as I say, what I assume is a 2-stop strategy. Gunnar down a bit. I'm just going to nip down to that actually. They're still battling. Actually, get DRS is available now. Still our closest battle at the moment. And Pete doesn't have DRS in the car ahead. He's just outside the 1 second, so going to be an opportunity, I think, for Chardino to take P3. Moves to the inside. Pete not looking to make a defensive manoeuvre. And hold the outside. Chardino takes that position pretty well. And up into P3 goes. A little battle going on further down between Lismore and Whale. Let's go on board. Now looks like break Lismore into the tight left-hander. And, well, Lismore, he was there, mate. I'm not sure where he was expecting him to have disappeared to. Let's lead again, really. That's unfortunate for Whale. Started on the hard tyre and was making his way through the grid pretty well. Oh, I'm not going to go down to that, it's an AI. Right, let's just nip back up. You know, already on the back of Junkie Emperor and moves to the inside. Exactly the same place as he went past Pete. Up. Oh, no. I think Junkie Emperor's going to come back, but Cialdino goes a bit deep into the corner, but does hold the position then. Up into P2 now for Cialdino. And he's now going to see if he can get after Whoopi. Say, if Whoopi is on the 2-stop, it's not going to be that long until he pits. It's going to start losing time to the medium tyre drivers. Probably after 6 laps, I'd imagine, so won't be too long. Oh, Lismore has had a spin. Funny enough, that's well in there. Glorious. Yeah, he's on beat. Ronaldo. That's certainly a shame we've lost Ronaldo. As say, he having wheel issues, so he's an AI and will remain that for the race by the looks of it. Sam as well. I've messaged Sam in the chat, and unfortunately, again kicked him and it won't let him back in the lobby. He said he's tried 6 times and it just won't let him back in. Not a lot we could do about that, unfortunately. It's giving him an error message. If you're listening, Sam, the only thing I could say is to turn off and turn on again, but I would imagine you've tried that. So let's just nip to Pete. The Red Bull chip van's got ahead of him. But he managed to stay on the back of him, so still got a bit of a battle going on here. Oh, Cialdino getting all that work to get up into P2. He spun it. Trying to get moving again ahead of Hunter. He's done that. I don't think Hunter pushed too much to try and get through. Whoopi is into the pits. And he is making a switch to medium tyres. Hunter doing the same. No, Hunter stayed out. Okay. So 3 yellows. That is crazy. Fortunately, that's on the right-hander, and that's corner. Seen on this year's game, that's right. Because the reason for that is because people are quite wings around here compared to the rear wing, and that corner it pulls you across into the inside of the corner, and to be careful. It is still quicker to use the higher front wing, but to be a bit careful through that. So, 1 and 2, and that's Crisp again. Seems to be struggling at the moment. Whether he's lit the tyres up or not, I'm not sure. So what we do know from Whoopi pitting to mediums is he's definitely on a 2-stop strategy. As Hunter now gets ahead of Cialdino, so I think Cialdino's had another incident, and it's at the right-hander. It's allowed Hunter through as Hunter crosses the line to start another lap on those soft tyres. So maybe Hunter's changed his mind. Perhaps he's going to try and just take the softs a little bit further than expected and look to then switch to hards maybe to the end. Potentially do that. If he sees that as a potential way of maybe beating Whoopi, it could be something he tries. I just noticed that Fatal Defiance joined then. My apologies, Fatal. I didn't see it come up saying that you'd left the session, otherwise I'd have invited you. Gunnar is just edged within a second of Pete. It's Whale, actually, sorry, let's just nip down. Whale's going for an overtake on Lycorius. He's into the hairpin, but Lycorius has held him off, and they should both have DRS, so Whale is going to get past. So up into... Well, he was up into P12, but of course he's just driven past the AI of Ronaldo, so up into P11 he goes. Then Lycorius follows him through and up into P12. Let's just nip back here. So, well, if you remember, Giardino got into P2 and he was 4 seconds off of Whoopi. In fact, he got it down to about 3.7 or something as Hunter enters the pits. And a couple of spins later, and a pit stop later for Whoopi, he's now on the back of Giardino. And the pace that Giardino's shown, okay, yeah, he's on more born mediums, but with the pace he's shown, it wouldn't be a bad car for Whoopi to get dragged along by, to be quite honest with you. Whoopi's obviously got fantastic pace himself. It depends how much better these mediums are. They're probably a lot better, actually. 5 laps of wear, even on medium tyres, is going to be quite considerable. Lycorius pits to medium tyres. So that is all the soft starters into the pits. And I've made their stops. Looks like, from what I can tell, it looks like they've all gone to medium tyres, so none of them going to the end from here. Here comes Whoopi then, opens up with DRS up the inside, and he's got the move done before the braking zone. And by taking the line he just did, is going to prevent any possible comeback from Giardino, although, to be honest, Giardino will be thinking what I said about Whoopi, and that's, this is a guy that if he can hold on to the back of and get dragged along by, it could really improve his prospects for the race. It's going to be hard for him to stay on the back of Whoopi, I think, with Whoopi's tyres 5 laps younger. And Pete takes to the pits. It's just 7 laps on medium tyres. Well, 8 laps on medium tyres. It's very low. I'm not sure if it's front wing damage. Nope. It's just a straight tyre swap, so yeah, he's gone on to a second set of mediums. And, well, that's interesting from Pete, if nothing else. So the AI of Sam's gotten up into P6. Chris is chasing after him, and he's got a ass and a hass on the back of him. I've got to stop calling it that. I can't keep calling him that. He's got a well on the back of him. I keep calling him that because he's awesome. Love our well. And I think Chris might find himself a bit vulnerable here. Potentially to an AI and a whale. Whale's going to have enough. Yeah, no, Whale's just run. I don't think he'd have particularly wanted to shove his car inside the AI while making an overtake there in a way. May have found the doors shut in because Chris might not realise that he was there, so the AI has disappeared now, and we can get on with the proper racing. Just trying to keep an eye on other potentials for battles. And it's interesting to see Pete pit after 8 laps to a new set of mediums. Is he going to do 8 laps again and go to hards maybe? It's a slightly different way of doing 2-stop, if I'm honest. And Giardino, since we saw Whoopi get past him, Giardino's only just dropped out of the 1 second. So he's, to be fair, he's managed to get a pretty good tow along, and as has Whale here. There's a little touch between the two, but nothing to worry about. Chris completely within his rights to try and defend this position, but no room there though. And through goes Whale, and up into P6. And his hard tires now starting to look pretty handsome, I'd say. As Junkie Emperor into the pits, 10 laps on the mediums. That'll be a long hard stint. What's he doing? He is going to hard, so that's going to be a long stint on the hard tyres. It's a front wing change as well. Okay. Fair enough. It's a bit different then. Oh, Chris. Looks like he was a bit late on the brakes there compared to Whale, and was not far away from tagging him, but managed to avoid him, so well done on that. And look how tight this is. This is Hunter getting past Lismore, and they've got an AI stuck in the middle of them as well, which is always a bit confusing. There's a yellow flag, and I think it's Chris. Yeah, it was indeed. He's just recovering there. That is him just coming onto track ahead of the AI, so he drops down to P10, does Chris, but has at least recovered it and is still going. Chardino, meanwhile, is back within the 1 second of Whoopi, so he's back to getting the tow along. Chardino, I would suggest, has probably got another lap or two in him after this 11th lap, so I would imagine it's 12 laps on mediums, 16 on hards. I would suggest that's probably the normal sort of pit stop. Well, the two leaders are in. Chitvan and Daguna pit the same lap. Unusual. Surprised that Daguna followed him in after seeing him pit. He would have got a good view of seeing him pit as well. So I'm a little surprised that he followed him in. And well, we're going to see just what sort of gap Whoopi's got now. So that is Whale while he was going through, and I think he's been tagged by Chitvan as Chitvan was exiting the pits. He spun round, he's dropped to P7. Now, please understand, I didn't actually see the contact, so I may be wrong, but that is... I don't see any other reason why he'd have spun round like that. Just there, so... might need looking at. On the other hand, you got a car that's in the pits, so somebody must be over a line somewhere. That's the thing. Somebody must have been over the exit line, surely. As Pete goes to the inside of the Gooner, and through he goes. So Whoopi currently leads Chardino by 1.3. That is important. So you'd expect Chardino probably to pit the end of this lap. Chitvan then. So Chitvan's around about 16.5 seconds behind Whoopi, which to me says advantage Whoopi in my eyes. But we'll see. Saying after calling the two-stop thing in qualifying, I have to admit I'd quite like to see a two-stop winner. I'm not gonna lie, what a shout that would have been. As Chardino exits the pits then, and he exits in P4 just behind Pete, so that's really not turned out too badly for Chardino at all. He's very much in with a shot of winning this race, there's no doubt about it. For me, it's between him and Whoopi, and the fact that Chardino's got a penalty would obviously be massive advantage to Whoopi. The question at the moment for me is, can Whoopi still... Oh, why has he just lost 7 tenths, Whoopi? Lost more than 7 cents. He's hemorrhaging time. Just lost a lot of time to Chip Van. I'm not sure what. He must have gotten out of shape or something. Let's go back to Giardino in a way, who's very much on the back of the Gooner. They're basically on the same strategy as Whoopi picks up a penalty, so that levels things up a bit. And actually, if anything, plays into Chip Van and Pete's hands. This is a four-way thing going on now, look. This is Chip Van in P2, Pete P3, Daguna 4, Giardino 5. Well, he's not far behind, but with a couple of contacts he's had, unfortunately, he's not really in the race. If he hadn't have had those, he would be somewhere up here, I think. Not saying that he'd be right in the mix, but he'd be pretty close to them. I think he'd be somewhere up the road. Pretty. I don't think he'd be far behind Whoopi. Let's put it that way. I think maybe a few seconds, maybe 4 or 5 seconds, but he'd be in a good place when he comes out on mediums later on. But so those spins did happen. So. So I'm just going to nip down to Hunter, who's very much on the back of Whale here. So I assume we're probably going to see Whale pit probably lap 16. This is lap 15, so it is possible he might pit this lap. And then he goes to the left. No, he's going to do another lap, so I'm expecting him the end of lap 16. I'd say that's the ultimate pit stop time for him. Unless he decides to push on in case of safety car. And what's happening here? Sorry, I'm getting confused. Pete's. Okay, so Giardino has gotten ahead of Pete's. He's got ahead of Pete and the Gooner? Sorry, I lost track of where they were. It's Giardino in a way. Whoever he got past, he's up to P3. Who, by the way, has managed to extend a bit more gap. It's down to 15.7, I think, at one stage. He's just extended it back out to 16.5. And it's important. At the moment, I'm just wondering where will he's because it just felt like he pitted a bit early on that first stint of medium. He's going to have to push this one out because as it stands right now, if he pits, he's not going to have much advantage over these guys. So it's very close to dropping out 1 second to Charlie. Desperately want to stay there. He's penalty. You know the guys around him have got penalties apart from Chip fans. There's Giardino right on the back of that. Here goes Giardino then, up the inside, into turn 1. Takes a sort of cut back line, but the opportunity not there, and that is Giardino now genuinely running in P2, but theoretically leading the race, and now it's a reasonably short pit stop around here. I'd say about 19 to 20 seconds, so I think it's pretty short. So Whoopi, as it stands, would very much come out in the midst of all this, but or maybe just on the back of it. But I think the problem Whoopi's got now is if he stays out for too long, Giardino is really going to close the gap on him. I think Giardino's got that. No offence to the other guys, but I think Giardino's got that bit extra pace about him from what I've seen around here and what the others have. So Right, okay, well... Oh, whoopee! He's coming to the pit lane, he sped into the pit lane and picked up an extra 5 seconds. And that's going to hurt. If he goes to mediums, soft, medium, medium. Oh yes, my apologies. I'm getting him mixed up with another driver who pitted early on the first set of mediums he used. But as I said, he was going to come out in amongst all this. And that he has. He's come out literally in amongst it. In P3 of the... right in the middle of the 4 drivers, quite remarkably. He's going to have a little... about 2/3 to 3/4 of the lap where... it's going to be maybe under a bit of pressure from Pete as he looks to get his tyres up into a workable temperature. I knew there was a reason why I said Whoopi was favourite in my eyes, but that extra 5 seconds is going to hurt. There's no doubt about that. I particularly want to look at the penalties yet. It's a bit early in the race to be doing that. So... yeah, if you just look down now, and just looking at where Whale is, look, he's 14.8 seconds off the back of Junkie Emperor. And, if you factor into account those 2 spins, definitely be in there for a decent result. I don't know if he'd be fighting these top 4, but... top 5, sorry. Yeah, so actually I think he'd probably be fighting with Hunter for P6 here today, but... it's hard to know with Well, because if he was if he felt like he was in amongst it and for a podium, potentially, he'd probably be driving a bit harder than what he probably is now. But and Hunter is into the pits. Yeah, it was Pete. Let me just check the race director, guys. I think it was Pete that started on mediums and then pitted in after just 8 laps. It was indeed. So, okay, so right, Pete actually has to pit again, and Hunter crosses the white line of the pit exit and picks up 5 seconds for himself. Bad boy. DRS should... maybe, I think I've got to be honest, I think I would have been using a bit of energy there to try and close this gap up a bit on chip van and just enable yourself to stay within the 1 second a bit easier for the next lap. But obviously he wants to use it for, or he wants to keep it for a potential overtake, which is completely understandable. So Whoopi, as you see, into P2. Certainly expecting our man here to win this race on track. It's just, as he sets fastest lap, 6.944. But yeah, it's just now it's all about whether he can extend the gap out, I suppose. But I like the way he's driven. I like the attacking strategy from Whoopi. I have to admit, I've really enjoyed that. He's going to be cursing the 5-second penalty for entering the pit lane if he doesn't win this race, but Mr. Whale sets fastest lap of the race. Come back his side and get a bit more toe. It's problem for Whoopi is he wants to get this move done as soon as possible so he can start concentrating on extending the gap. But right now he's very low on energy, which obviously makes it that much difficult, or that much more difficult for himself. Just needs to trust his driving ability to stay on the back of Jardino while he rebuilds the energy slightly, but so you can completely understand though why he wants to get this done. Keeping an eye on down the field for other battles, guys. I'm quite aware that the Gooner is on the back of Pete, but as I say, we know Pete's got a pit again, so it's not really a real battle, that one, in essence. So, Lycorius is back into the pits. So, it's a really decent qualifying for Lycorius. Just hasn't quite worked out in the race for him, is it? It's just the way it is. Oh, and we got full yellows. We got full track yellows. And it's a safety car. It is a full safety car. See the safety car coming out on track. There is a car coming out the pits behind it. As for why the safety cars come out, I have absolutely no idea. There's the safety car there, so just to confirm that, but that is going to bring everybody back up together. Fatal pits. I'd imagine everybody's going to pit. Apart potentially, you know, from Whale and Hunter, I'm not sure they will pit. I think Whoopi pits because he knows everybody else is going to pit. That's, you know, it's not going to stay out even on his, though he's got relatively new mediums still. I'm just wondering if Hunter and Whale, what will they actually gain by staying out? Will they gain much? Guess that's the question. I can't say they will. I think Whale might only get the one place over Junkie Emperor, so I'm not sure it's really worth one place staying out. Probably prefer to have the fresh tyres. Junkie Emperor, as it happens, has gone on the mediums anyway. So yeah. Again, Lismore potentially could stay out, but again, there's no real reason, there's no real benefit to it, so... Fungus one, not entirely sure what happened to Fungus. He's normally fighting up the top somewhere. Surprised to see him down where he is. I assume that something happened to him at some point. But again, as to the actual reason for this safety car, I have absolutely no idea. I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but I didn't see any yellow flags before all of them came up. I didn't have like a sector 1 come up and then, or at least I didn't notice it if it did. So, safety car currently coming through sector 3, round the long right-hander. Our man at the back is, well, everybody's still on the lead lap actually, all 16 drivers, so Crisp is the man at the back, and he's currently going through sector 1, so he's got a long way to make up yet. It's alright driving around slowly because it's safety car, but ultimately, if these guys don't pick up the pace, they won't catch the safety car before it comes in, and this won't be the safety car's just gone on to lap 22. I'm sure it will do another lap after this. So I'm just saying, and these guys I think these guys will be alright, so Chris will be alright. Two at the back, just need to... Me, needs to pick up... I understand why they're not picking up the pace mine. They've just put fresh softs on. They don't want to wear them out before they reach the back of the pack, but ultimately... what they need to do... much more important that they do reach the back of the pack. Right, on to penalties then, guys. What that safety car has done, of course, is it's allowed Whoopi, which is why he's in P2, but it's allowed Whoopi, of course, to get rid of the 5 seconds. So, because he did have 8 seconds, if you remember, he got 5 seconds for speed in the pit lane, so he's gotten rid of the 5 and he's down to a 3, so that's him and Chardinho on the 3 seconds each. So that's a straight battle between those two, but it's also going to be about whether Chip Van and Pete can stay within that 3 seconds of each of them, because they are penalty free. We've then got 3 seconds for the Gooner, Junkie and Whale. Next two drivers of RAI, so forget them. Hunter's actually running in P8. Technically, Lycorius in P9, etc, etc. Everybody down here 2 places higher than they're actually showing because of the 2 AIs, so... two at the back. Getting to get a bit closer, but still a little way to go. The safety car is coming through the second last corner. But there's not been anything to say that it's coming in, so it's going to go another lap. Quite honestly, if I was these guys, and quite honestly, if I was Chris, I'd have pitted. So I'm not sure he's not. Sure, he must have a fresh set of softs available. So if I'm Fatal and Chris, now I'm pitting. Certainly if I'm Chris, but definitely pitting. So Fatal's in. They're going to have to move, mind, to get onto the back of the safety car again. It's not going to be a dawdle round. Chris stays out, so he's going to take the position off of Fatal. But ultimately, it's better for Fatal. On a track like we know what the track's like. It's these guys that have been running around under safety car on soft tyres for 3 laps. They're not just going to have like 4% of wear. It's going to be in the teens at least, running around under safety cars. So I'd imagine they're on about 14% wear or something. So in that situation, I'd much rather be Fatal pitting than Chris staying out, quite frankly. So, still, as far as I'm concerned, it's still answers on a postcard as to why this safety car even come out in the first place. Absolutely no idea. I looked straight at the standings. I didn't see anybody suddenly falling down the standings. There's no retirements. There's not... Somebody's lost a wing somewhere. That's all I can say. Somebody must have lost a wing somewhere and the game's brought out a safety car for the debris. So, losing a wing around here is not the easiest thing to do, because there's quite a lot of space around the track. So, in a way, let's not worry about that. Let's get a decent view of the restart by running on board with Pete. So you're the driver currently running in P4, about to restart racing. You know the guy ahead of you is on an absolute level footing with you, same tyres, no penalties, so he's your target, and then stay on the back of the 2 ahead if you can. What I haven't done is this is the 4th last race of the season. I've not really gone into championship standings today, but effectively the Constructors is sewn up. Ferrari's won a Constructors by an absolute mile. There is fights going on for P3 in that, I believe, so We won't worry about that so much this week. Maybe towards the end of the season we'll take a look. But in terms of drivers championship, it's the two Ferrari drivers that are vying for that at the moment, and are in best placed to win that. And it's the Gunner currently leading Junkie Emperor. It is pretty tight, but the Gunner would, as it stands right a second, be extending his lead a little bit. So I'm just nip down to Whale. Oh no, it's just fallen off a little bit. He had gotten extremely close. Oh, Cialdino spun. He's round. Oh, that one hurt. A lot of pace, Cialdino. There's no doubt about that. But he has had a few spins, and now Whoopi's done it as well. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The two leaders, one spins, the other does it straight after. Little battle going on behind us. Let's get that one. Looks like Volungus came out on top there. That was Volungus and Lismore. As well picks up a 3 seconds, and this race has been thrown open. And it's going to be a fight now between the Red Bull Chip Van and Pete for the victory. And I think we'll move back up to that right now because, although, of course, for the championship, the two Ferraris are the most important thing, really, but so the constructors are sewn up. They really don't need to worry about that. So you're not going to need to worry about any sort of sandbagging to win the constructors, to make sure good points for the constructors. They don't need it. They are in a genuine driver championship fight. So great team. As, the Gunner gets ahead of Whale. Junkie straight onto the back of him. Oh, a little bit of contact. Oh my goodness. I was going to say they're stuck together. You could see that the front left of Junkie sort of wedged in to Whale's side. And I don't think Whale's managed to recover from that properly. And he's dropped to P15, and I think he's probably picked up damage there. And I'm just wondering, has Junkie Emperor gotten away with front wing damage on that? Surely not. Hit the side of the Haas multiple times. How can he not have front wing damage? No, he hasn't. That's incredible. So unless there's any other damage that we can't see, I'm sorry for Well that that's happened, but ultimately for the Sunday Championship, Whale is a full-time driver in the Monday Championship, by the way, now, but he was just reserving tonight, and ultimately he was stuck right in the middle of a championship battle. So in a way, you know, sorry for Whale it's occurred, but it's probably best for the championship that it did, without causing damage to Junkie Emperor. P back up to P5. And if you remember back to me saying that after a really good qualifying for Lycorius, the race has just not happened for him. Well, he's now running. Well, he's just been overtaken by Whoopi for P5, so he's currently running P6 and doing an absolute splendid job. And we stick to these two Ferraris because the Red Bull Chip Van has extended their lead to just over a second, so meaning that they are at a touching distance at the moment. Gunner, well, quite frankly, the Gunner will know right now that you can't beat Pete because he's got a penalty. So, well, what would you do, guys? Think about it like this. You've got 3 seconds of penalty. Your championship rival is the car behind you. If you overtake the car ahead, you're just going to lose the position anyway. So, do you stick driving behind him so that you get the DRS down the straight? Or would you try and overtake him and put him between you and your championship rival? Ultimately, I'd rather put him between me and my rival, but here comes Chunky. They are side by side. It's going to be another lap yet, so Chunky will know that. He's made his intentions quite clear to the Gooner then. I'm running this close, and also he can see the light now on the back of the Gooner's car. So look at the red light flashing. That is an indication to Junkie Emperor that the Gooner is on less than 10% energy. So if we go up to him, he's currently on 6%. This could be a huge moment. It's the difference in points between the two positions. Assuming neither of them actually fall back down the order anymore because of the penalties. I don't think they will. The difference in points is 3 points. So 28 points for third, 25 for fourth in this league. So valuable 3 points with 3 races remaining. This is going to be... Here we go then. And he's opening up the energy here, look, to get as close to his teammate as he can. Now, his teammate does not have DRS. You would think, in any other circumstance, that this will be one of the easiest overtakes you'd ever see. It's 2 championship rivals. It's, like they have done all season as teammates. Complete respect shown between the 2 drivers. The Gooner ain't giving up though. He has not given up. He's fought it. Junkie must have thought he had that done easy. The Gooner has fought him for it and got him back ahead. Oh, I just wonder if that was well, dare I say it, but that was a bit soft in my eyes from Junkie. But well done to Gooner on that one. But well done to the Red Bull Chip Van. The Chip Van has won the USA Formula 1 Grand Prix as Cialdino retires right at the end of the race. Pete P2, the Gooner P3, Lycoria, that's not right. Lycoria's been promoted to 4, Falungus 5. That's not right. Junkie Emperor only had 3 seconds of penalties. He should not have dropped down to P8. He should still be P4, guys. I'll make sure that Lance is aware of that. Unless he picked up an extra penalty right at the end that I didn't notice. Anyway, so in my eyes, I believe it's the Gooner P3, Junkie Emperor P4, Lycorius P5, Valunga 6, Chris 7, Lismore 8, Whoopi 9, I think. Forget Sam because he was AI all the way through. So Fatal P10, Hunter 11, Crisp 13, 12, and Whale 13. So I believe that's the finishing positions, guys. Driver of the day, sorry. AI. Driver of the day. Oh, there's some drivers in with shouts to that. The top 2 have definitely both got a shout. Otherwise, I suppose I'd have to give it to the winner over the second. So it's either that or Lycorius, I think, in P5. For the recovery. As far as I'm aware, that's Chip Van's first victory in HRF1. And it's not as if he dominated the race all the way through. He stuck with it, and got the overtake done on Pete actually after the restart to be able to win this race. So yeah, no, I'm going to go with our winner for driver of the day. So well done, Chip Van. You win the race and take my driver of the day today. But I will give Lycorius, who is now promoted up to P4. Um, oh no, it was yeah, he's P5. So so why has it done that to Junkie? No, it still says times 1 3 seconds, so it's definitely wrong. So yeah, I don't think. Yeah, no, because he was right on the back of the Gooner. So no, I'm 100% that Junkie would be a P4 finish and not where he is. But anyway, let's quickly go to the race director, scroll through the incidents, and quite a lot to scroll through, but the vast majority of it is just exceeded track limits and all that sort of thing. So no real issue there. Excellent. Well, Vale's happy that's over. Junkie spun, mate. Did he? Oh goodness me! I did not. You're joking. Junkie spun on the last corner. Well, that's a huge difference to the championship. Um, how did I miss that? I think that's because somebody else retired at the same time and completely threw me. Um, okay, I did not see that. So in that case, it looks like that was the genuine finishing positions. I just assumed, being F1-22, that it was a glitch. But on this occasion, it looks like I was accusing them incorrectly. So fair enough. Oh, damn, to give it. Oh, Junkie, I mean, because he got up into P3 down the straight, and, well, maybe he was trying to throw it on Daguna, I don't know. But in a way, well done to the top three. Yeah, it's definitely made a big dent in Junkie's chances. But with these points, mind you, Whoopi, with the way that we do the points here, you know, it's the same as Ark, isn't it? So it's if Takuna had one retirement and Junkie finishes the race in like the top 5, then it's completely back on again. So you know, it's that will have made a lot of difference today, but that would be huge. So yeah, you never quite know, but yeah, definitely advantage Takuna in a way. But anyway, guys, thank you to the drivers who made it nice and interesting throughout. I'm going to go and investigate and try and find out what on earth happened to cause a safety car in that race, because nothing appeared to happen. Other than that, thank you to everybody that's watched live. I really appreciate it, and the league really appreciates it. So thank you to all of you. Thank you to everybody that watches it back as well. Again, really appreciate it. So we will see you again same time. Well, not quite the same time next week. It'll be 8 p.m. next week on the dot, of course, and we will be. Going into the calendar now. So we will be in Mexico. So we're going to be doing a bit of tequila next Sunday, and we're going to Mexico. So we're going to enjoy that at really high altitude. All right then, guys. Well, thank you very much. Good night. Enjoy what's left of your weekends, and have a good week. And I'll see you next week. For myself, by the way, I will see you again on Tuesday at 6 p.m. And 8 p.m. for 2 races. And anyway, good night.